Zimbabwe is fighting in its lowest outburst of cholera vibrio in 10 years, that has annihilated, at low 28 human beings. A disaster has been proclaimed and social gatherings prohibited in the Equity, Harare. Big plasticity tensed at the hospital perspectives. Public health workers, several in amber protection clothes and white plasticity gloves, go among them. A kid is weeping within one camping. Else bears a handwriting mark, mortuary. It is an sinister remind how Harare's old foe is behind, and it is pursuing the poor and the sensitive. Men, female, and family lie in some homemade wards, several related to rehydration drips. Every litter bed has 2 buckets, one installed under a opening in the bed for diarrhea, the some to the party of the bed for vomiting. Cholera vibrio is a tragical, dehumanizing illness. An outburst of the aquatic illness was affirmed by authorities in previous September, murder 5 human beings and infecting many decades more than. During weeks, the die duty had rising to 28 in more than rather than 5,000 informed cases of contagion. Largest victims die of dewatering inflicted by vomit and diarrhea. Lot their trust these deaths could include been avoiding. Within one of the hot tents, 42-year-old constructor Vijay Shakava tells me he has been there for 2 days. His child has been passed to a clinic wherever largest severe cases are creature visited to. He believes they both have contracted cholera vibrio by potable water supply of a superficial so dug external their household. Saturday contrary him is Gender Sabanda, a constructor who says he and 4 persons some human beings in his household include contracted the illness. We nearly ever sip tap water supply, he says. Yet frequently while you keep it in a canister, down there is a material at the lower, occasionally it has an strange, salt flavor. But we drank it and never mind to consider or simmer he. One day recent 1 week, 200 human beings acquired treat at the hospital in the Harare outskirts of Glen Type. Glen Type and Budairiro are the 2 areas lowest struck, both of are impoverished and crowded. The outburst is the at first main one in 10 years, but it pales in compare to the early A. Among August 2008 and July 2009, several 4,200 human beings dead of cholera vibrio onto the Planet Public Health Organization. It says 98,000 other were contaminated. Questions are yet creature requested 10 year on why a avoidable illness keeps repeated. The reply is obvious for a fast round of the struck suburban area. Dotted about Glen Type, you listen and see bubbling streams of which looks love water supply. But the stink is a giveaway how the is in reality waste management of break and locked wastewater tubular products. Congestive pools of wastewater include been permitted to gather in front line of homes. Family Act neighboring. Public health authorities say how locked sewers leftward unattended include polluted water supplies. Public Health Secretary Obadiah Moyo blames the opposition-run town justice for the meltdown. He says the locked tubular products were informed months ago but never flat. As the Public Health Ministry we will not enable the town to sit on their laurel, he said reporters following tourism a public health installation. But the issue rests more profound. For year, Reject Gallery has been unstable in mounds laying up about largest of Harare. Tap water supplies include as well been unexpected. It has constrained countrymen to dig their own superficial wells and boreholes. Lot of these include with proven favorable for cholera vibrio. The water supply infrastructure facilities has been leftward to disintegration for many decades. Water supply tubular products are cracked, decaying and requirement to be replaced. Several hello at as an pioneering pattern to assist surmount Zimbabwe's lot challenges. Lot other trust it is in reception of fail of a by the government that they say has irrelevant priorities. They spot to the by the government's informed budgeting of $20 meter, £15 meter, cost of loans destined for new opulence vehicles for ministers. As the accused shifting continues, cholera vibrio rages on stimulating CEO Emerson Mnangagwa's by the government. It is one of his largest crisis phenomena, with upcoming in force recent November and the outburst foliage indentation in his efforts to draw investors. And world volume equitable has already been broken. Time vendors are creature excited of the gateway in a politically susceptible and potential flying go. The Zimbabwe Red Crucifix describes the position as extremely facility. A dual strike, as largest of the areas struck, had already been struggling typhus, else aquatic illness. Locking the water supply framework will indicate locking the economics at first. Next year of economical decrease by ex-CEO Robert Mugabe. Zimbabwe spends more than rather than 80% of its income on civilian service staff salaries, outgoing slight leftward for whatever else. The Infrastructure Facilities Growth Banking of Zimbabwe, IDBZ, estimates how the nation is necessary to put $26 bn, £20 bn, above a time of 10 years to modernize its infrastructure facilities. The is cash the nation does not include, and it is incapable to adopt it of the IMF or Planet Banking before it settles its delay. Already business community and churches include step in to try and stop the meltdown, by profitable for water supply deliveries, buckets and water supply treat tablets. But out of a length-term schedule, finance invest and overall policy will, the avoidable illness will back once again and once again to complaint more than victims.